This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
It's a Rumpha Discus Lariat!
The huge suplex!
The light must be shining really brightly in the corner, because that was, if Chief were on right now, he'd be screaming about what a weak bell that was. There we go. Now we know. JBL's even entering the room right now.
Shut up.
Hey, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere show, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Sin City, entertainment soon, hopefully, will be the entertainment capital again. But Thoughts Count Anywhere is here to entertain you all out there about the world of pro wrestling and pop culture. I am Aaron Phillips, sitting diagonally straight across from me, Mr. Matt Mullen, in the cage. Well, it's no longer a cage. What are we going to call this now?
The box.
The box.
The Hollywood box.
The Hollywood box. I love it. Jason Piper. And sitting in for Scott. Scott has got the night off. He's attending to some business, fun business, I guess. Joining us for the first time, though, a contributor on the Thoughts Count Anywhere website, Mr. Ryan Rastovac. How are you, sir?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to be
Bring
here.
that microphone right in. Let our fans hear you.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
There you go.
There he is.
Now, this is not the first time he's been behind a mic, so I expect great things from you, Ryan.
I'm going to try to give you the greatest things I can give you.
There you go. After all, if not, it's Matt's fault because he recommended you.
It is 100% Matt's fault.
No pressure.
Hey, anyway, you guys know the phone number, 702-329-6947 within the United States. Give us a call. If you're outside the United States, 1-855-502-4321, and you don't even have to be Major Tom to do that. Send us a live tweet. We'd love to see your tweets. We want to address them. We want to acknowledge them. Use hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. I almost come up with one of the other names of the shows I'm on. I've got to use my Rolodex. Hashtag Thoughts Count Anywhere. And, of course, as always, the chat rooms are being monitored. Start your own watch party. Spread the word. And also, don't forget, we are not only on Facebook, but YouTube, I think, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, GoLive.Vegas. And, of course, take us on the Periscope and take us on the go. Download the Go Live Vegas mobile app. This way, you'll never miss a show. You could take us with you, subscribe to them all, and have some fun. So, Matt, how was your week, dude? Did you have a good week since we last were here?
Not too bad. Just full of people downtown. It's starting to get a little busier, a little more active.
Really? People are coming out?
Yeah.
All right. They want to see if the Arc over by the Strat is actually worth, right? Are they talking about that down there, the new arch thing that's out by the Stratosphere downtown at all?
Not really. It's
No?
just people just being themselves downtown, being annoying.
Jason, how are you in the box, sir? How was your week?
Eh.
All righty then. Soft spoken as always.
Man of 1,000 words over there.
He won't get any words in the dictionary like The Rock did. We'll get to that in a little bit. Joining us for the first time, Ryan, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain.
Hey, let's give everybody like a 30-second bio, who you are, background a little bit so they know what to expect from you.
Well,
Can we do it in 30 seconds? Maybe is the question. Because I'm hearing a lot of laughter in the background
Need a
about
lot more than just 30 seconds.
I'm going to give you 15.
that.
Yeah, no, I'm Ryan Rastovac, contributor on the website, and a big wrestling fan, basketball
Toy
fan,
collector.
and a massive toy collector. So if you need a toy expert,
All
call
right.
me.
Oh, there you go. Okay. We never have enough
Major
of those.
WF Pod's got nothing on this guy.
Nope.
Hey, we're on good terms.
When did you first realize you were a wrestling fan? What was your first experience with pro wrestling?
Around 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 years old. The first match I remember seeing was the 1-2-3 Kid versus the Giant.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first match I can remember seeing.
Wow. Wow. So that goes back. That was the 1-2-3 Kid. Was that before or after he beat Razor Ramon?
That was in the WCW era.
Oh, in the WCW era. Oh, my God. I just dated myself, didn't I? Anyway. All right, let's get started with some topics. It is now time for I Hear Voices. All right, first topic. Hurt Business could be getting a female member. Who, as a New Day would say, who could it be? Ryan, let's get started with you. Who do you think could be a female member of the Hurt Business?
To be honest with you, I would recommend pulling somebody up from NXT to join this because all of our main roster talent, female talent, is kind of tied up, and I don't want to see somebody join them just to be thrown into another gig again.
Okay.
I'd like to bring somebody up, and I'd like to see Vanessa Bourne in that position.
Okay. That's an interesting
Stole
take.
my goddamn idea.
Oh. All right, Matt, so I'll give you a little extra time to think of somebody. Jason, who would you like to see in the female version member of the Hurt Business?
Rhea Ripley.
Interesting. She just challenged somebody to a cage match last night, if I'm not mistaken, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yes, she
Mercedes
did.
Martinez.
Yes, he did.
Rhea Ripley. Now, there's someone on the main roster that was talked about, but we'll see how that, and I'll share that in a minute if you guys don't already know. Matt, who would you like to see possibly become the female Hurt Business member?
The best fit, even though she's like a face right now and her husband's on Raw, would be Bianca Belair.
Yeah, right. Who is she married to? For people that don't know,
Montez Ford.
that's right. Who, quite frankly, did not impress me at all with SummerSlam.
We
in that
want
match.
the smoke.
What's that?
We want the smoke.
Now, this one may be hard in coming, but Sonya Deville, I think, would be also a good fit for that. But, of course, with her issues right now, she's off television dealing with the kidnapping dude and the stalker and all of that stuff. But, or, hey, why not have Ronda come back out as part of it with all the stuff they're doing with Raw Underground? Not that she needs to be part of a faction, but if you want to give credibility to a faction like that, why not have Ronda come back with all the Raw Underground stuff that the Hurt Business is doing now?
Yeah, it'd be cool. She definitely needs to be in the Raw Underground, but the whole thing for the Raw Underground better turn into they can't even do it now. Brock Lesnar's gone.
We'll talk about that situation here in a little bit. All right, next topic. Braun Strowman possibly falling out of favor with Vince McMahon. I saw the headline, but I didn't read the story. Why is that happening, Matt?
I guess he just like his run is like a main eventer's over, so he's going to be crawling back down the card. They're going to push Roman and everybody else higher, so I think he's just going to fall to the wayside. And
Just let him falter in the mid-card?
yeah,
So if he does become part of the mid-card, Jason, who would you see him go against as a feud in the mid-card? If that does happen.
If it does happen, I'm not really sure just because Braun's such a main card guy. It would be devastating to actually see him go back down to the to the mid card just because he's got so much potential as main card by himself. He doesn't need to actually be anywhere near that mid card status.
I think it would. Did the story say why Vince may be falling out of favor with Braun? I did not read the story why, but is it just because he thinks his time is passed over the last couple of years?
The thing I read was that he claims the story. Whoever wrote the story, whoever is leaking this information, claims that Braun Strowman wasn't taking the initiative as other main eventers were taking, and he was spending too much time being very lax, especially backstage in front of Vince's eyes. That's what I read.
So doing things like stuff on social media we talking about? I mean, what is it that he was not doing that others were?
It wasn't very descriptive as far as that goes.
Can't say work ethic. I mean, the guy's built like a house.
Absolutely.
So-
And and always, I like to always take these types of stories with a grain of salt, because until I see something develop further with the storyline,
Right.
you never know.
You just that's true. I could see him maybe with the run that he's had, maybe kind of stepping back a little bit to the mid card, almost as like a little bit of a break for him right now while they build Roman and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I just jotted down. We haven't even talked about it, but come October they're doing another draft thing.
Oh God.
So is it possible that Braun could see a breath of fresh air if, let's say, he goes to the other brand to get out of that mid card and where he is on Raw? Maybe, Matt.
I can see him going to Raw or shaking. They got to shake things up somehow. As it's the 10 people that are on each show. It's getting pretty stale at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, don't you guys feel like they need to, instead of having this draft, just scrap it for now, especially with the situation that we're all in? I mean, like you said, there's 10 guys on TV every Monday and every Friday.
Jason, what's your thoughts on that for the draft?
Draft should be non-existent. It should literally be all three shows should combine just to give us something different.
But did you notice over the weekend they kept calling NXT being called up from NXT? So there were some commentators that still have not addressed NXT being the third brand.
Yes.
So even within WWE, they can say all they want about three brands, but they're still not promoting it that way.
Yep.
You are right. We are seeing the same faces on the same show, but let's look at who's been coming back. Sami Zayn just made an appearance again, so he seems to be back. Roman Reigns is back. Are we now going to...
12.
What's that?
12
12.
people on
Oh,
the
now we got
roster
12.
now.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But my point is, now we're starting to see some of these performers starting to come back into the fold, that maybe a draft by October, there will be more faces around that may make a draft more appealing.
I don't know. I'm so soured on this draft thing. I was soured on it when it first happened way back when.
I thought the very first one was good, but
It
then
was.
after that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool until like 2004, and then everyone just like put the rosters together already.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, interesting stuff. We'll see what happens with that. All right, last topic. Rumor Vince told Randy Orton to make Keith Lee look like a star. Could be in line for a huge push. Has Randy Orton gotten to that stage of his career where now he's in line to help others get over Jason?
Randy has proven that he can be a, so to speak, teacher.
Okay.
But the question is he going to actually step up and do that? Because we haven't really seen Randy do that as far as show the new guys what he knows. Like Edge has mentioned it, and Christian has mentioned it, and even Cena and Rock have done it. So it's waiting to be seen, honestly.
What do you guys think? Has Randy Orton reached that point in his career? Although his game this last 12 months roughly has probably been some of the best work he's ever done. Has Randy Orton reached that part of his career that they're trying to mold him into that? And are we seeing the start of that with Keith Lee?
Go ahead.
I think Randy Orton's definitely at that point. He's already proven everything, done it multiple times. It's about time he passes down the knowledge of like. So I've heard like interviews of him talking to like all the younger talent, be like it's the little things that mean the most of like selling stuff and doing stuff like that. So no matter what promos are out there or whatever, he does help people. He's like one of the leaders of the locker rooms. He's been there for God knows how long now. And Keith Lee is, I don't know, they like wiped away everything he did in NXT and gave him lame music, a lame shirt, and a skirt.
Well, they got rid of the skirt. It looked like on Monday night. I think it looked like he went. It looked like he went back to traditional shorts like he was wearing. But I will say this about his match against Randy on SummerSlam or Payback rather, and I'm sure we have it on here. That cross body that caught Randy
That looked
midsection.
nasty.
Holy crap! I was just like that. That was 300 and what 30, 40, 50 pounds coming across at you. And Randy, we know, is a brick. a solid foundation with those legs and everything, man. It took the wind out of me watching that. So it was a very impressive move. But maybe this is the start of the transition for Randy. Of course, we know coming up the next pay-per-view, he's going to be going up against Drew again. Supposedly that's supposed to be the match. So we'll see what happens. All right, before we go into Payback, we have some comments here in the chat room, and then we're going to go to break. We'll take our first break. Our friend Brandy Lowry says we're nothing more than a bunch of jabronis. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Ryan Smith says, I wish Sonya Deville was still around. She'd work well with the Hurt Business. Thomas Burnett agrees with Bianca. Ryan Smith says Ronda's 3 MMA horsewomen have appeared on Raw Underground, so that could possibly work. And on this note, going out, Thomas Burnett says to Jason that he is paying homage to Jim McMahon. Okay, so with that, referee Ben here, noting that Randy's been helping build people for quite some time. He can make anyone look like a monster. Absolutely. But I kind of like the Jim McMahon reference here to...
Looks more like Stevie Wonder over there.
With that, we're going to step aside for our first break of the night. You are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios. We will be back in about 60 seconds. For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. All right, welcome back. TCA, as we like to call it, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Hey, make sure you visit our website, thoughtskountanywhere.com. You'll find Ryan's stuff on there, as he's a great contributor to the website. And hopefully next week, we're going to have some major breaking news regarding a new addition to the website. You, too, can be dressed like us here with Thoughts Count Anywhere attire.
Oh, God, no.
No. Maybe we ought to...
Oh, yes!
Maybe we need to duplicate. Maybe we ought to get like TCA sunglasses like Jason has, and we should market those. That would be cool, wouldn't it? No, I'm serious. Get a little TCA on the lens there, something like Jason's glasses. Wouldn't that be cool? No? Okay.
Speaking of, that's another thing we can add to
ones?
pop culture.
Right.
You see those Apple glasses that are coming out?
No, what's with Apple glasses? What did I miss?
Like smart glasses that do like
Oh,
iPhone
my
stuff.
God.
Really? Like Geordie's little eye gear that he would wear in Star Trek, that kind of thing, where everything's
something like
working?
that.
That would be cool.
All right, so we're all zombies now.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Aren't we already? I mean, All right. Thank you, Thomas. You are going to become my agent, saying that the voiceover guy needs a raise. All they're doing here, Thomas, is getting me taller chairs. That's all that they're really doing. So, all right. Let's ring the bell. Let's talk about Payback. All right. Riot Squad defeated the Iconics at Payback, but then again, we saw the sequel on Monday. And I know that's probably down in the WWE report. Hinting with Payback that there was going to be a little dissension amongst the Riot Squad. Didn't come to fruition. What was your thoughts on the match, fellas?
I thought it was a good match. I kind of thought the Iconics were going to win, but now knowing happened on Raw makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of nice they're finally pushing Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan instead of the same. It's nice to see not the 4 horsewomen
Right.
run down our throat constantly.
Did they pick the right Iconic to do a push with, Jason?
As far as seeing...
Well,
The-
one they're going to push. The other one, she basically got her ass whooped
in Underground?
Yeah.
Yeah. Peyton is very well entertaining as far as out of the two. She is good with working with the other women, and she has great talent.
That's the brunette, right? Or is that the blonde?
Though they're
Well,
both
she's blonde now.
She's
They're
kind of
both blonde now?
They're kind of both brown hair.
Changes on like a weekly
Peyton Royce
basis.
is a blonde and Billy Kay's the
Dark
brunette.
haired. The
Okay.
dark haired, yeah.
All right, gotcha. I always get them confused. That's why I was asking.
Well, Billy Kay's the ditzy one, and Peyton's the not ditzy.
There you go. That helps even better. That clarifies it even better for me. Right on. Right on.
Ryan, your thoughts?
Interesting.
You know what? I'm not 100% gonna just jump on the bandwagon, and I don't even want to call it the bandwagon. I'm not gonna 100% jump on it and go, hey, I think they're getting a push, because I'm not sure yet.
You know what? I agree with that, because I think if they saw something in them early on, they wouldn't have waited 3 years to split them up.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on, quite frankly, either one of them as a singles, but they didn't ask for our opinion, unfortunately. United States champion, as seen on the pre-show over the weekend, we saw Apollo Crews lose his title to Bobby Lashley. Matt, your thoughts?
I expected that one totally to happen. It was figured after like the third or so rematch, they usually lose the belt. And with Apollo falling out of... Apollo was like the Paul Heyman guy for Raw, so it was only like a matter of time before he lost the belt.
Okay. I felt sorry for him. I'd like to see Apollo Crews keep rising up in the echelon. I'm sure they'll have another match to give. Doesn't he still have a rematch clause, even though apparently they don't believe in that stuff anymore? Yeah. I mean, 702-329-6947. Give us a call. Tell us what your favorite match was, why or why not, from Payback. Let us know. Big E took on Sheamus. Good win for Big E. We know they're trying to push him as a single. Is this a solid win for him over Sheamus, Ryan?
I think it is. Sheamus, he's got name value. He's got a lot of things under his belt. And him getting Sheamus out of the way, just another little step above for him.
Okay.
Personally, I only see it going up to intercontinental level. But a lot of people seem to think otherwise.
Okay.
So
That's interesting. Only up to the Intercontinental belt. Interesting perspective.
If Otis is possibly going to be the Universal Champion, anything's freaking possible.
But you know what's it's interesting to bring up Otis. Why are they not doing anything with the Money in the Bank briefcase?
They haven't figured out what to do yet. They made a lunchbox.
they're waiting on a live audience. They have to be. That's a cash in for a live audience.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But when did he win it? Was it June? Was that
June, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that his year, they got to keep an eye on that. Because if that's the case, maybe WrestleMania, if it's back in front of people, could be something that'll culminate with him with the briefcase.
Yeah.
As
Some
is tradition.
waddling out of Raymond James Stadium.
The last
That'd be the
time,
longest running cash in ever.
stops.
Oh my God, I would die laughing.
last
stops
time,
halfway.
we had a cash in at WrestleMania was WrestleMania 31.
Right.
It's only happened once.
Only
That
once,
was epic.
and that was epic.
That is very true. But then again, hey, look, whether he cashes in the briefcase or not, he's got the girl. Not bad either. I'm gonna breeze by Corbin and Riddle because to me that match did nothing. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. Anybody else? If anybody wants to say something, now's your chance, or forever hold your peace.
I'll say one thing.
Please.
I think Matt Riddle is incredibly talented, and I am irritated at the way they're bringing that personal story in to WWE writing. However, that match I could have fallen asleep.
Okay.
So true.
If you stayed awake for that match and want to comment on that,
Please call.
702-329-6947. Tell us what we missed. Women's Tag Championship. All right. Bayley and Sasha lost the belts, and Scott's favorite wrestler, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. By the way, that finish with Baszler, basically pinning
Was awesome.
Oh my God.
She used Sasha's arm to choke out Bailey.
Absolutely.
Like, damn.
Absolutely. Somebody put it on social media. It was a work of art.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
And there was no way that match could have ended any other way other than with that was applied
Yeah.
for them to win it. So, but some, they're doing, didn't we see the story where two people get paired together out of the blue, they hate each other, and all of a sudden they're tag champs?
What was it Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode?
I'll even go further back.
The bar.
The Bar.
John Cena and The Miz.
But that was also pretty short-lived, but that's a good one.
Didn't Cena win the tag title with Otunga or something like that?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, at Nexus.
There you go. But the one that came to mind was Cesaro and Sheamus. Mick Foley put these guys together. They hated each other. They didn't respect each other. But then all of a sudden, as tag team champs, not only once, but a couple of times, they had some of the best runs as champs.
Absolutely.
So we've seen the same formula. Do you think we're going to see that with these two? Are we going to get these two to eventually become buddies, and I'll put that word in quotes,
Dear God, I
to
hope
to
not.
carry. Was Nia acting like almost like too girly with the way she was jumping up and down? Hey, girl, don't worry about it. We won. Don't worry about it. Interview. You know, was it she just over the top that way, or was it just my imagination?
Everything Nia does is awkward, and yeah, I could say so much more.
Yeah.
Do it.
I shouldn't.
All right, Keith Lee and Randy Orton. We talked about Seth Rollins and Murphy versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio at Payback. They won. Of course, we did learn that Rey also separated his shoulder. Is that
Tore his
correct? Or
tricep.
tore his triceps. Jason, where can this storyline go now? Aren't they doing one more match coming up at the next pay-per-view or something?
They have nothing else to do, so why not put
Right.
Dominic versus Seth for the
Right?
third time now?
Well, there was a falling out between Seth and Murphy, so
Okay.
I see that kind of interfering with this match to where Murphy's going to probably cost Seth in the long run just because of how Seth got so far in his face that he scolded him like a little kid.
Is it possible, though, the way Murphy now is being cast aside, that could leave the door open again for them to revisit the possibility of Dominic turning while Rey is sidelined? Rey comes back to try to convince Dominic that he's on the wrong side of the fence to bring him back to face side. Is that a possibility? Because Rey's going to be out with the torn triceps for weeks, right? 6-8 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, it was originally reported 8 months, and then he opted for the therapy, and so that's
Random drug test.
that brings it down to which is around 2 months.
Yeah. Just rub a little dirt on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but that would be amazing.
I mean, because otherwise, what are you going to do with Dominic? I mean, part of this story was bringing along Prince Mysterio, right? I mean, we heard that story come out last week. Now, all of a sudden, Rey's out. We're casting aside Murphy. Perfect opportunity for Rollins to start getting into the kid's head without Rey there.
Yeah.
Unless the mother gets involved somehow and to try to keep Dominic straight. But this would be a perfect opportunity for Seth to play with Dominic's mind and Rey's mind, in essence, while Rey's recovering for that storyline, should he come back. But
Sure.
just my thought. Okay, we talked a little bit about the Universal Championship. Now, unless you were Stevie Wonder, like
The guy over there.
the guy in the Hollywood Square over here, who did not see this coming? That the match was going to start out with those two. Roman didn't sign the contract yet, and then all of a sudden, when the ring collapses, now I got to be honest with you, I didn't even notice till much later in the card, and I'm thinking, how come the turnbuckles are not the light up turnbuckles? You know, the digital boards, and didn't even come to mind. But then, you know, we've seen this storyline with the collapsing ring stuff go on a few times. When's enough is enough with that particular event happening to cause the chaos?
Ryan, touch away.
You know, the minute Strowman goes up to the top rope and Bray gets up, I'm like, well, here goes the ring again. And it's just like you said, how many more times are we going to do this?
Right.
The only way to make it different is to have something way different happen with that ring. Or maybe just the turnbuckle itself falls apart. I don't know. But
Someone's
it's
underneath it and gets trapped.
like, I'm just
Like
watching. and I'm
Charles
like,
Robinson?
Make sure Hornswoggling under when it happens.
But it's just, I mean, at this point, throw them in a cage and make the whole cage fall apart. I don't know anymore.
When they went up onto the corner, that's when I realized that's when I realized the post. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
now I realize and put it together. I didn't even think about
Well,
that.
Aaron, you brought up Charles Robinson,
Yes.
Little Nate,
Yes.
Oh, man.
and him throwing himself over the rope.
And then the crazy interview after it went off the air, he was walking to the back holding his. What happened? Did Roman finally sign? I forgot. He was walking back with the other referee, and it was crazy stuff. But they're going to the well too many times with some of these
Same old.
stories. Yeah, and that's where the freshness has to come in. Now, was it something that would have had a different? Maybe they had to do that because they had no physical audience in attendance to have to do something like that. The Thunderdome thing with the crowd being there, I think is unique. I think it's bringing, because now we're seeing it on hockey's doing it, basketball. I don't know if hockey is, but basketball's doing it. I don't know if AEW is doing it, and I know actually one of the local promotions is looking into doing something like that as well. I mean, they had to do something. Was the ring thing just one of those extra little over the top things with no crowd to get a little extra oh my god moment?
Maybe, but I mean, how How many more times are we going to do it?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Hello, David Newman from Elizabeth, New Jersey. This is my sister's father-in-law who's watching. What's with Triple H not wrestling anymore? Well, a report came out earlier. Well, let's see. Today's Wednesday. I guess it was earlier this week that he's unofficially retiring from the ring. But of course, when everybody uses the word retire in pro wrestling, that doesn't mean squat.
Very loosely. It's a very loose word around that industry.
Exactly. So I'm sure Triple H, if need be, if what's best for business comes around and it is deemed that Triple H needs to turn on the game, then I'm sure we'll see him. But he is unofficially retired. And again, in wrestling, that doesn't mean much of anything. So anything can happen. But David, thank you for watching, man. Say hi to the family back there. It's 10:34 back east, and I got family still watching. That's cool. I appreciate it. All right, let us, we're going to go on until quarter of before we take our next break, so let us go into the WWE report. All right, SmackDown, Friday, we pan back. We see Paul Heyman. Thoughts? And a tie-in to Brock Lesnar's free agency.
It was one of the few times in the last 10 years I was actually shocked.
Okay.
I don't want to say that I was shocked, but I was impressed that they're willing to try this with Roman. And we're not 100% sure. I mean, is he going full-blown heel, or are they going to try to keep him a tweener? I don't know.
Well, it'd be hard to turn Bray into a face.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Jason, what was your reaction when you saw Paul Heyman when they panned back?
For how much the buildup was of how Roman hated Paul, it was amazing to see it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you kind of had to put Paul with somebody who fit Brock's caliber as far as being the right person to actually kind of be molded, so to speak. Because Roman can take advice from people, and he's very good at that. But it's one of those things where, is Roman going to try and take fully over, or is he going to let Paul help out?
So when you say Brock's caliber, what do you mean by that?
Paul's always been in Brock's corner from the very beginning when he first started in WWE. Mm-hmm. And kind of was always there to talk for Brock kind of thing. And Roman's not one of those people who really talk that much on the mic. It was always Seth in the Shield. Seth was always doing the talking.
Yeah.
So
you saw him with Cena. You know how that worked out.
Exactly. So
wait, let me see what's on my arm to retort to that.
So it kind of, that's what I mean by the same thing with Paul talking for Roman. Now it's going to lean more that way, where we're not going to hear that much from Roman anymore.
I'm okay with that.
He should be like the silent badass.
But a heel should not have pearly whites as white as his now. Those veneers just kind of off balance the heel thing. I'm sorry.
You know what? I will take the pearly whites if he finally wears some wrestling gear.
I heard they're changing his actual gear too.
I'm ready. Please.
How long have we seen the Shield gear?
Since what, 2013?
Since he showed up.
Well, what kind of gear would you like to see him change? I mean, what improvements or changes would you like to see?
I mean, the dude.
No more vest, I think.
No, the guy has the look. The look is there. Mm-hmm. The ability is there. Mm-hmm. Something just doesn't click with the fans, and I get that. Primarily men, and I get that. Mm-hmm. But throw the dude in some trunks and make him look like a wrestler again. Mm-hmm. That's what, like, when he was in OVW and then moved over to NXT in the trunks, he had a killer look.
Right.
And now with that huge addition to his tattoo, he's going to look awesome.
Well, you notice he came down to the ring. He didn't have the vest on. He had his new T-shirt on, which of course is merchandising, sales, and marketing. I get all of that, but he came down without the vest. He kind of got rid of that. Still have the pants and the boots, but it would be an interesting turn. I mean, to see him in traditional, somewhat more of a traditional gear. Mm-hmm.
Since he's the top guy, as long as they don't make him look like a Fruity Pebble, like some people. I'm fine with about anything as long as he doesn't come out looking like a...
What is wrong with the Fruity Pebble bitch?
I can't see that happening. I can't see that
I
happening.
don't either, but...
Can't see that happening.
What did we call that era last night, Jason?
The Fruity Pebble bitch era.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, couple of things changing within the system. Mauro Ranallo decides to leave WWE for good. Long time coming. I'm surprised he came back previously after the issues he was having with JBL and all that stuff. Love his announcing. I loved hearing him and his excitement and everything, but I think it's a loss for WWE in terms of the announcing crew. But I got bad news for you, or good news. Wade Barrett looks like he may be taking the seat perhaps during negotiations. Thoughts? They didn't call me for the seat, so I'm
I don't
out.
think they can replace Mario Ranallo. That dude's like one of the best announcers in all of wrestling. I think
Okay.
it's only a matter of time before he. What?
I guess I'm going to be the heel because I could care less that he's gone.
Okay.
And I don't mean that in
No.
Your
disrespectful way.
trial is
It's
over.
over. Well, thanks for coming. Turn his mic off, please. And
Do not sugarcoat that. How do you really feel?
I get it to a certain point, and I think there's a lot more smart fans out there these days, especially with the internet and everything going on. People realize that you're so over the top, it doesn't make sense. It's too much. If he dialed it back a little bit, I'm okay with that. And like some of these terms that he's using, I'm like, dude, nobody says that
right.
ever. Nobody's believing you. It's not like JR. I believe JR to this day.
I want to acknowledge a few tweets that I see passing across the screen. I saw referee Ben put a Twitter message out there.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's why I didn't get the phone call to take over for Morrow. Just encouraging everybody to listen to the Best Wrestling Talk Show.
Speaking of, our giveaway just ended on the website.
Oh, here we go. That's right. Last week we announced we had a giveaway that was starting last week. And
The
Matt,
winner for the 8x10 is Ben Holcomb.
well, there you go. Referee Ben. Right on. Congratulations.
The Debo signed 8x10. You
Say-
can either pick it up at Power Play Sports or at the card show at Sunset this weekend. Let me know.
There it is.
Not that one.
Which is the
Not
one?
that one.
No, that's the other one.
It's the other one. We gave that one away last Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. Thomas Burnett
Thomas
grabbed that
Burnett
one.
got that one.
That's right.
Yep. Here
So
he
it's-
came in the store and got it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was proud to post it on his social media page. Hey, send us the hashtag. You can send us a tweet as well using hashtag Thoughts Count Anywhere. Better yet, folks, give us a call, 702-329-6947. Let's hear your voice on the show. I want to thank everybody in the chat room for chiming in there with your thoughts, comments, and questions.
Ben just commented.
He did? What did he say?
Woot.
There you go. There you go.
Well said. Woot.
Mike Halverson is in the chat room, gentleman who owns a great printing business here in town. He says, I'll give away a free power bomb through a table. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, Brandy. Now Brandy's starting stuff in the chat room, booing that ref. My goodness gracious.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot. Stir the pot.
Mike, Chief asks, is Barrett still under contract with NWA? I mean, if he's negotiating now, maybe he's up or he's getting the ability to.
Got to be up if he's with WWE. But
Yeah, everybody thought last time was a one-off, so maybe NWA has given him permission to talk with WWE. Mike, I'm not sure what you're saying here. We're talking about announcers. Aaron Phillips, what? Come on now. I don't know. I'm not sure if what you mean there, but why not, man? I mean, I can do stuff. Anyway, Mike Halverson, breakneckgear.com is his business. Brandy's always acknowledging she's always starting stuff. Okay, let's go back to the list. Next topic.
Nom, nom, nom.
Tyson Fury challenges Drew McIntyre, and I ask one simple little question, one little simple word. Why?
no one cares. Ring the bell.
All right, there you go. See, I knew that would answer that question. Ric Flair stated in an interview that Charlotte will most likely be out for 1 full year. Gentlemen?
I'm okay with that. No, I am. And it's nothing against Charlotte
Right.
by any means. I'm okay with it because now you have the opportunity to showcase your other stars. And
Okay.
It maybe we're scratching the surface, and maybe it looks like we're actually starting to see some of these other women being showcased a little bit more on Raw.
Right?
And SmackDown as well, but mainly Raw. I mean, I'm hoping that means a lot of these other women will get a better opportunity, and I hope it works out that way. But we all know how easy it is for certain people that run WWE to...
But didn't we see her retort that report and saying that being out a full year, there was something she put out shortly after this interview where she was kind of not agreeing with the 1 year assessment. So I don't know. You would think her father would have probably one of the better inside tracks of information, but anyway. But I think in a way you're right. She's out of the picture. She's getting healthy. Whatever plus maybe some TV. There's some talks that maybe she's got a TV show in production. Let some of the other folks have their time. Absolutely, I totally agree with that aspect. Okay, Keith Lee. Okay, we talked about Keith Lee, so we can skip that. We'll skip that for right now. All right, next topic. NXT Championship ended in a tie. So next week we have Adam Cole and Finn Balor facing each other to win the NXT Championship that unfortunately was vacated by Karrion Kross due to injury. Thoughts on who's going to win between those two?
I think Finn Balor's going to win, but at the end of the day, he's just winning an ass whooping later on when Kross gets healthy.
Okay. So obviously whoever's winning here, I think we're all in agreement, Jason, that that whoever's going to win is really a placeholder.
Absolutely.
A placeholder, yes, but are we going to go back to the storyline with Adam Cole and Karrion?
Could.
Is Adam Cole going to sit there and win the belt, and then he's going to hold it, and it's just going to be Karrion just throwing out, I know you got it. You have my title. Just throw it out there like, I know you have it, so when are you
How about
gonna-"
since like Scarlett and Kross are usually doing some kind of supernatural, fiery stuff? How about Karrion Kross versus the Demon?
Ooh.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
But didn't I say there was an article that came out not too long ago? Balor's supposedly not really all that interested in using the Demon much anymore.
I don't know why. I think it's so
He
cool.
was-
I mean,
Yeah.
in the Independence, he was doing it. Seemed like every
That was
freaking
like
week.
every freaking week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was every different one from Venom to, God, you name it.
He's on the indies. He did
Yeah.
like every superhero character there
Exactly,
was.
and it was so awesome to see, especially his Venom. His Venom was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Chief says he's going to recommend it be Balor versus Cross, as we were just talking about. Brandy says, doesn't matter who wins, they're just a placeholder for when the true champ comes back. And I think we're all in agreement with that sentiment. All right. Next topic. When will Retribution be unmasked? Anybody notice that they were also edited out on Hulu when they replayed the 90 minutes? Retribution was not in the final cut. So if they're that important to Raw, why would you cut them out?
It's like you can't tell who they are, but you can tell enough of like sizes and stuff. It's always different people every week. So
Enough suspicion.
I just want to see like what final people they go on, and if it's the rumored ones that are on our Facebook page, it's going to be the biggest flop storyline and since the
History.
invasion.
I think come Survivor Series, there's going to be that's going to be it. It's going to be main roster guys versus Retribution. That's what I'm going to just expect to see.
You know what? It makes total sense. But by then, do you think they'll be unmasked to know who's in Retribution? Or do you think they'll wrestle like this?
I think they should wrestle like this because if they unmask, people are going to be like, oh, that's it?
And as you lose, you have to take your mask off heading to the back.
Yes.
No, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. I like it. Okay. Randy Orton on Monday night, though, wins a match and then will be part of the triple threat to face Drew McIntyre, Clash of Champions. Not Keith Lee. Who's the third participant in that one? Isn't it a triple threat?
Seth.
Seth, that's right.
Yeah, Seth.
Because
and
he beat
Keith
Dominic,
Lee.
didn't he?
It was Seth, Keith Lee, and Randy.
There you go. Okay, that's right. That was the triple
As
threat.
soon as they
Okay.
announced like the singles matches in the triple threat, and I was like, oh, Randy wins. Skip.
Yep.
Making his long-awaited return, Mr. Sami Zayn comes back last week to confront Jeff Hardy about the Intercontinental title that Sami Zayn never lost. What?
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no kidding.
Excitement.
No, the biggest thing I can say about it, and I've mentioned this with you, Ryan. Sami Zayn trying to do the same thing as CM Punk, wasn't good. It was stupid. I'm the champion. I'm the rightful champion.
He's gonna do okay because he's annoying, but I'm not buying it.
Nope.
I'm not buying it. But he's talented.
Sami Zayn's hella entertaining.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I'm just not
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 right now,
into
he's
him.
not.
having it.
I saw a tweet come across the screen there. Somebody from Colorado MMA fan said something to you, and unfortunately the whole tweet didn't pop up. But whoever-
It's Ryan Smith.
Oh, okay, that is Ryan. Okay, so he was talking about, he was referring to something. There's my tweet. He picked up my tweet that I sent to Renee earlier today, hoping maybe we'll get Renee on here. Anyway.
Everybody retweet that.
What's
Now,
yeah,
everybody that can hear this, retweet that.
that's
Now,
right.
now.
Go to my.
Help a brother out.
Yeah, that's right. Go to my
Help these
Aaron,
brothers out.
go to Aaron Phillips Twitter page and retweet that to Renee. Let's see if Renee's in Vegas. This show's in Vegas. You wouldn't have to travel far. We can even do a remote show if she'd like, not even to travel at all. Could you imagine setting up in their backyard pool to do a remote show with Renee? How cool would that be? This was the tweet that came across. Says, I talked to Matt about this earlier, but since NWA Women's Champ Thunder Rosa is going again.
Oh, he was
That's all
talking to
it
me
says.
earlier about possibly like Nick Aldis going against John Moxley in AEW since they have the NWA Women's Champion.
Gotcha.
Maybe they'll bring the NWA Heavyweight Champion in.
So is AEW turning into TNA Impact / Global Force? Is that what we're doing?
Something like
Is it
that.
time for that already?
Let's see. A couple of comments in the chat room. Thomas Burnett says, so Super Cena destroys Retribution with a question mark. Ryan also follows up and says, Sammy had quarantine hair and a beard. Yeah, I don't like the quarantine hair. I don't like the full head of
The
hair.
homeless
But
Sammy.
The homeless Sammy, absolutely. All right. Last thing on the WWE report. Dictionary.com has been affected by The Rock. Not one, but two words have made the dictionary, courtesy of him. So why don't you share, Matt, what we're talking about?
They added jabroni into the dictionary, which I popped for that because I think all of us have called somebody a jabroni in school. I don't know how many times.
That's right. And if you haven't, and if you have not, then you haven't lived in the rest
You're
of
in
the
a
world.
you're under a rock.
Just in case you haven't heard it, you're a jabroni.
That's right.
At me.
Sometimes I guess there just aren't enough rocks.
He made it funny.
That was one of the better ones you've dropped in there, Mr. Producer. Tip my cap to you.
Rudy Poo.
And then, of course, the other one, SmackDown. They added SmackDown to the dictionary as a word now that's part of pop culture, courtesy of The Rock. What can I tell you, man? Okay. Ring the bell. AEW Impact Report. Matt, why don't you handle this one? We know how much you love the Impact and AEW report.
No,
Tessa wasn't there.
no Tessa,
End of
goodbye.
story. Nah, for real though. But Eric Young won the Impact title. Mm-hmm. He went from watching catering every week for 5 years to now being a Impact champion.
So he's still in catering.
This is,
With the belt now.
I'm just glad Impact was able
he gets
to.
in front.
I'm just glad Impact was able to pull off having the same amount of fans during live shows that they do now.
Oh, there
It's
you go.
incredible.
Nobody.
There you go. Chief is calling me a jabroni. All I got to say to that, Chief, is you're the one not here in studio as I had my belt in hand to bring down tonight, but you're the one that got called to go to work.
Ooh,
not
you
me,
got
baby.
called out by
The great one
Brandy.
says you can kiss his ass.
There you go.
Brandy just called you out.
I saw that. But she was the one that threw jabroni in earlier. I know, hence you jabronis, but we have it on the sheet here.
Oh no, she
Brandy.
said she's waiting for that jabroni Aaron Phillips to challenge Chief.
Oh, I didn't see that message.
Oh yeah, it just came over. She called you out, bruh.
Fair weather friends. Chief says, do we really care about Impact?
No.
There you go.
No.
All right. Cody written off TV for foreseeable future, possibly to film a TV show. I didn't know that was in his wheelhouse. Filming a show. Anybody know about what?
He was on Arrow. He did a really good job on
Yeah,
that
he
show,
did with
actually.
Steve Arnell, right? That's his last name.
Stephen
Cannell.
Stephen Amell.
Steve, that's what I said. Him. The guy who shoots green arrows, right? This is a part of the
that's
show,
your boy.
Ryan, where I start going off the rails because we have about 10 minutes left, and it's been a very long day. So buckle your seatbelt, bud.
Oh boy, here we go.
Matt Cardona said he hated working with Mojo. They just did not gel as a team. I'm surprised by that. Anybody else? Thoughts?
Yeah, I read that story. He said that he's a really good person, and he likes him for who he is and his talent and his ability. Mm-hmm. Just his energy and Matt Cardona's energy didn't mesh, and
Yeah.
he said that's what made it very difficult for them to work together. And by the time the Hype Bros made it on to SmackDown, he said it had already run its course, and he wasn't into it anymore.
Wow. Gee, I wonder why. Anyway.
Come on, bro.
Bruh.
Bro. Oh,
Always ready.
oh, wait a minute. We have a call coming in. Unfortunately, the caller ID only says Las Vegas, so I have no idea who this is. Thank you for calling. Your name and where you're calling from. Well, we know it's Las Vegas. Who's this, please?
Well, some of us do work for a
He
living.
blocked
here,
his
sir.
number?
Are you still calling? Are you calling from work? Because your name did not come up like it usually does.
He
Yeah,
blocked it.
Yes, I did. That way, you didn't know it was me calling. So where is the belt?
It is right
The
where.
belt, the belt is not there.
Well,
Matt,
What's up, Chief?
hi, buddy. I go on vacation Monday, starting Monday. Come Wednesday, I will be in the studio to talk to Matt and all the other gentlemen. But the one guy that's sitting over there that made reference and my fans spoke up and said we need to have a match. I'll just leave it at that. So
Well, my agent, Thomas Burnett, in the chat room says, Aaron, it is in your best interest not to get into a physical altercation with Chief. I can't get you booked if you get hurt.
Too late.
We know a venue really close to
I'm
Power
a-
Play Sports.
I'm
We can
a-
make this happen.
I'm a Thomas Burnett guy.
I think I'm going to call Marty the Moth and have him come back to
We
town.
need to make that a shirt.
What's that?
I'm the Thomas
Hey,
Burnett guy.
And I'm a Chief guy, so there.
All right,
Hey, guys,
Chief.
have a great night. As usual, a great show. And Aaron, I really, I wanted to be there tonight.
I
brother.
know. That's
You
all
know
right.
that.
But listen, there's always other Wednesdays, dude. If you can make it next week, we'll graciously bring you in. Not a problem.
Love you guys. Talk to you later.
All right, Chief. Thanks, buddy. All right. So, yeah, I am a Thomas Burnett guy. TB.
Thomas
I'm a-
Burnett sucks.
No, hey, I can turn your mic off, dude.
That's fine, and I'll still say it proudly.
All right, ring the bell. It's pop culture time.
I will take this one away. How about
Don't threaten me with a good time.
that? Why not? Wakanda forever. Speaking of Wakanda forever,
Sex.
Chadwick
Always
Boseman.
about sex.
Hey.
You went from the best one you ever did to the worst one you ever did.
He runs over us with those things. Rule number 1 on shows, you don't step on people. Well, when you have Foley, see what I mean?
Rule number 2.
For next week, you have to have the Blame Canada one. And the button has to be right next to me at all times.
Do you have one that goes, China?
I have been, for a long time, a rotten little bitch.
Oh,
Yes,
my
you have.
goodness. All right, can we get serious for at least 10 seconds
right.
so that Jason can do the first bullet point here, please? 10,
Chadwick
9,
Boseman
8.
died at the age of 42 from colon cancer. Wakanda forever.
Listen, you want to talk about a superhero, though? In all honesty, this guy battled this cancer for 4 years. Never led on to anybody that he was even ill. At least did not appear that way to the public.
Well,
Finished all those movies, and he's got one more still to come out. Jason?
it was just talked about for Black Panther 2. He never even told them that he was ill. And when they got ready to say they get ready to do filming, they never.
We just keep looking back at you, wondering why your light's not on you like it was. Never mind. There's too many lines there. Just let it alone.
Let
do
it go.
Not, do
Leave
not
it alone.
His light dimmed years ago.
No shit. I never said I was perfect, people. Damn.
Oh my gosh. But anyway,
Ryan, you want to say something there? Go ahead.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no,
You sure?
I think you covered it, man.
yeah, and Chadwick Boseman did a great job in the Jackie Robinson story, I thought too.
It's kind of crazy. He made 7 movies in those 4 years. He was like terminally ill.
Absolutely, and one more still to be released, but that's a superhero. Here's a guy who who the message was, you know what? No matter what we're facing on a day in and day out basis, just go get it.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it. God bless him.
St. Jude's was posting pictures of like he was visiting like all the terminally ill kids, even though he was terminally ill and nobody knew about it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. All right, Jason, can you take number 2, please? Next bell, please. That's your cue.
No, I don't want to ring the bell no more.
Matt.
No, Matt, this is yours. The second one's yours.
I'm super excited for this. That's why I put it on there.
There you go.
Mandalorian announced that their new season premiere will be October 30th. That's a show that like took over the world with Baby Yoda and everything else and chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggies.
Well, and I know Scott, and wherever he is, he's out with his wife. They're at some function, some hoity-toity thing, I think. But
Hoity-toity.
I'm sure he said he threatened that he'd be listening tonight. But
I said Mandalorian, his ears probably perked up.
that's exactly right. The Baby Yoda, he loves Baby Yoda, so I know
When
he's
900 years old you reach,
That's it?
It was a rest.
That was Scott coughing at the table, listening to the show right now.
You're going to get a call.
That's okay. That's all right. Last one. Speaking of premiere dates and none, this one affected me really bad this past week. I had to light a vigil candle for my my house. The Big Show
Should
on
I ring?
Netflix.
Should I ring the bell for a toll?
Yeah, let's give me a one bell toll because the show only lasts one season.
It lasted one season too long.
No, the Big Show on Netflix.
You know what show is better than that? The one where you watch paint dry.
Oh, that guy who painted all the forests and trees with the big hair? Is that who you're
Oh,
talking
the
about?
Bob Ross show? I'd watch that any day over the Big Show show. It's like watching him in the wrestling
You're talking
ring.
to somebody who watches Tiger King.
Oh, that explains.
Okay,
it.
Mr. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for the 90th
I will
time.
rather watch that than
Did you
Carol
see-
Baskin.
Wait a minute, Carol Baskin.
Why do you know all the damn lines from the show?
Because of
then?
you. Because of you.
Wait a minute,
He'll
Carol.
watch it in 30 years when it comes on like Hulu or whatever.
there, buddy.
Carol Baskin. You ready for this?
Dance with the Stars.
She is one of the dancers in Dancing with the Stars. I saw that come out today.
Killed her husband, whacked him.
Jeez. Anyway, as I was trying to be serious here, the Big Show on Netflix was canceled after one season. However, you will see a Christmas show because that show was ordered before the cancellation came down.
Hooray.
So I liked it.
Hooray.
It was good, clean family fun for 30 minutes. What can I tell you?
So
That's what happens when
so
you
was Dukes of Hazzard.
But that was good though. Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Don't be ridiculous.
Anything. We try not to, but
Yeah,
it
that
never
too.
works. All right. Anybody else have any pop culture topics that we did not talk about that we neglected? Anybody?
Anyone?
Anybody want to bring anything up?
I mean, hey, if
We
you're,
did. The Rock. Not only about making history in the dictionary, but on a serious note regarding The Rock, why don't you share the news that came out just before I went on the air?
Apparently, he laid the smackdown on COVID-19 too.
That's right.
There he is, right there on the
There's
TV.
a picture of the champ. For those who missed the story, it came out literally just before I went on the air an hour ago that The Rock and his family are recovering successfully from the virus. He and his wife and the two kids apparently had the virus, and they're recovering well. But just conspiracy stories, belief or not belief aside, those who suffer from it, it still shocks when you hear names like The Rock, because these are the powerful people that are out there spreading messages anyway about yes, no mask, whatever. And I'm not taking anything away from The Rock. Like you said, man, the guy makes a ton of money. He owns a football league. He's got nothing to worry about. Jason, final thoughts as The Fiend starts inching his way in.
Be safe. Wear your mask.
Matt.
Be safe, wear your mask. Go instead of deal with the city like fining people around our work today
And any
for not wearing a mask.
And any final thoughts on our guest tonight, on our guest host?
Come back more.
Come back more for sure.
Scott will send you the hate mail then. Ryan,
If the
final,
Fiend's close, where's Alexa Bliss?
Ryan, final thoughts.
you know what? If you don't collect anything and you like wrestling, maybe start collecting wrestling action figures.
There you go. We should have our own line of action figures.
I think
That's
it'd
the
be great.
master right over here. He's
Yes,
like the
sir.
master Yoda of wrestling figures.
That's right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We will be back next week with Scott should be back. Everybody should be back. Regardless, we want to thank you all for watching. As always, as I like to say, be kind to each other. Why is that? We're all we got. Have a great week from all of us here. Have a safe Labor Day weekend from all of us at Thoughts Count Anywhere. Thank you for watching.
Come to the Sunset Station card show.
Looking to advertise your small business at a low cost? Do you need your commercial designed or actually produced for you? Advertise on two of the hottest shows on the internet, Power Play Sports Collectibles and Thoughts Count Anywhere. Both shows with getting over 40,000 views per week for only one low cost. For more information, please email info@thoughtskountanywhere.com.